many of you remembered when Sung Jin Woo went all out? And he was really mad because someone he never had in mind to have feelings for literally died. All right, let's get started. So in this chapter of the manga, which I won't say now, Sung Jin Woo was literally at home doing his normal daily stuff after the previous training. And the S-rank hunters and the A-rank hunters went to fight some, Ant King, Ant Lord. While they were doing that, they got to the dungeon. Not saying really dungeon, but they got to the scene. They started destroying everyone, scattering all the ants, trying to take out all the ants, eliminating them. And this healer, which I've forgotten his name, keeps helping boost their mana, their HP, their skills and all that. He keeps doing that. All of them keeps, enhancing, proceeding forward. They keep doing it and doing it and doing it. They were like scattering every place, destroying all the ants. No ants could literally survive from them. And while doing this, then boom, they got to a place where they keep getting sealed off. The humans were getting sealed off, being killed, slaughtered, and all that by the ants. While some of the ants were pretty toxic, some are just looking like a kid, where you could just stamp on. So while doing all this, the Ant Queen was like around. Okay, the Ant Queen see the rear. Yeah, it's bodyguard in front of the Ant Queen. Okay, I remember this scene. And bro, this guy, I've actually forgotten his name, but this guy loves going all out. Haven't seen this guy without going all out. He loves going all out. While everyone was doing that, bro actually became the real beast everyone knows him for. And he kept fighting, destroying everyone. And Chai was like, whoa, everyone actually doing this. Well, what the hell am I doing? Well, I'm just here stuck, looking at all these guys doing what they are doing. And well, it is what it is. They kept fighting and boom, boom, boom. Then the Ant King was finally born because, the queen is dead. So the Ant King was actually born. And he has this bad smell that made Chai terrified. She was like, what is this terrifying presence? I can't believe it. This bastard, this isn't your ordinary beast. This guy is wild. Then Beru was like, in his head, the thing that suddenly appeared before their eyes was an entity that could strike fear with just the sound of its footstep. Everyone was pretty scared. And this ant, while Beru was walking, he was smashing out people. He was tearing them apart. Beru walked straight up to the Ant Queen, was like, oh, my lady, she has been destroyed. She's killed. I will revenge my lady. Beru screamed. Yo, everyone felt weak. Beru went straight for the strongest person, which was Chai Hunter, and boom, smashed her. Even the smashing alone, she was spilling lots of blood. But it is what it is. She went flying, smashed her back on the wall, fell down, kept bleeding, couldn't move an inch. When he way up, this guy, the shield guy, wants to take care of her. He was trying to go, and Beru just hits his shield, destroyed it, broke his arm. Bro like, oh, come on. What have I done? My 2 arms are no more. Beru kept fighting everyone. Even this beast couldn't do anything against Beru. All of them were totally useless against Beru. Beru was just smashing everyone. Guy tried to shoot his own arrow. Beru held it and was like, what the hell is this? Broke it off and smashed him. Bro was super, extremely fast that no one could possibly see him. But yeah, they had a medic healer that keeps regenerating them and trying to make them back in form. So regenerated the first one, and the first one actually created a damage on Beru, but the damage wasn't really like a damage. So Beru cuts him, swung his leg, hit him on the ground, and threw him away. Then he discovered the guy using the metal, and bro was like, Biogun, run! But before he could even say anything, bro, Barrel Hunt has already passed through his tummy, coming out of him. Bro was like looking at it like, how did this even happen? But yeah, he actually lost it and he gave up. So all the rest, ants discovered that Barrel has been born and they started going all out the more. They started destroying everyone the more. Then, because they were actually watching this on a live TV, they were wondering what was really happening. Igris and, his bodyguard were literally following, Jin Woo. They were like wondering what was happening. Jin Woo was like, okay, seems I'm going to step in now because these guys aren't looking as strong as they should be. And he screamed, Aeon, go and do the needful. Handle this place. Let's go forward. And they started destroying all the ants outside the region, okay? So they kept doing this. Everything will be fine now because he kept trying to protect the ants from coming into their own city and all that. So Jin Woo was like doing this and he was wondering, shall we hurry things up? And he raised those ants and made the ants his own, You know how he does it. Arise. He converted everything to his soldiers and the ants were literally fighting for him, destroying other ants and all that. So Jiho was now walking and he finally got to meet up with everyone. And he was like, everyone, please gather here. He gave them a potion, a healing potion, and he tried his best to, restore as many as possible he could. He tried using it on Chai. She is in a critical state right now. She can't even move an inch. She doesn't even know what's happening. Then the Demon King was like, sorry. Beru was like, the king does not exist outside. He was no king. Then Beru walked up to them and he was like, is there a king? Is there someone who can be a king? Everyone was traumatized. They were scared. They were like, Hunter son, don't go. What are you doing? And Beru asked, are you the king of humans? Jiho was like, wow, a bug is talking to me. Bro, that was like healing. Like, yo, I wouldn't allow a bug to talk to you. Bro just done. And like usual, he doesn't like to be looking down at. So he really respected Beru for they were actually looking eye contact to eye contact, not like he was looking up at someone. So this was natural. This was what Jiho actually loved doing. And while doing that, they were like, okay, so I heard how many people you killed outside, and you want to fight against me? All right, let's get this done. Beru screamed. Jiho just laughed. Now you seem more like a bug. That is how a bug should behave. You are not a human. So everyone was literally watching this on TV. But you know what? I'm not talking about the TV show. Everyone was seeing this when it was happening live because they went with a video. They just ready the world wants to know what's actually going to happen. And they were like, Seem Beru, that defeated almost literally all the S-rank hero. Not even almost. All the S-rank hero went down. Aside from Jiho, only Jiho was standing. Everyone was seeing it on TV. And okay, let's get the party started, Jiho said. And Beru, boom, smashed Jiho. And then these guys were like, the strength of their magic is insane. We look down on the ants too much. But it just took a direct hit. They were talking about Jiho. And Jiho was like, and Beru was like, weak. Are you not the king either? Before he could complete his statement, Jiho was like, wow, this guy really smacked me. All right. And he spits out one of his tooth. And then he said, Domino's touch has been activated. His skills is now here. Time for me to punch you. And he gave Beru pow. Beru felt it like, yo, something really happened. Something definitely happened. Punched him up straight up to they were inside a cave and Beru hits the cave. Everyone was quite shocked. To the point this guy even said, even I had a hard time believing that as well. because no one knew Jiho was going to survive that punch. And then Jiho was like, in his head, it's pretty sturdy. Is it because of the exoskeleton? Bro was wondering, but he was like, it's getting in the way, and I'm really loving this. Beru came back, tried to smash Jiho down. Jiho blocked it, and pow! Another punch straight up his head. Bro, this scene was crazy. You need to see this. Like, whoa. Beru was like, what is this? What is this true identity of human? He was so scared of Jiho. Jiho was literally looking like the demon he is. He was actually looking like a pure demon right here. Then after punching him and all that, I went too far. I went too far. After punching him, they kept fighting. But then Beru knew that he was fighting someone his own size and not someone he could just look up. And he was like, he cracked the shell of my body with just a bare punch. It's actually impossible. And Jiho rushed to touch Beru and smashed him again. Beru ran and hit his back, and he was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. Then when Jiho tried to touch him again, Beru run again and was like, no, I'm not going to allow you to touch me. But then while doing that, he already poisoned Jiho. But you know what crazy thing with Jiho? He actually kicks off his poison. You know, the poison wasn't even looking like a poison. And he was like, how unfortunate, human. Die. We already knew what Jiho is capable of. Bro already erased the poison and turned it into something else. He held Beru's hand and Beru was like, wait, what? Pow! Another punch on his face. And the funniest part was that Jiho is literally doing all this without holding out his knives. He hasn't even touched any of his daggers. He hasn't touched his knives. He's just using a bare hand and was like, I can perceive his feeling. Now Beru seems more scared. He's getting nervous for sure. This was when Beru was really scared. And however, I am too, because I really need to save Chai Hunter. I have to end this as soon as possible. This was when Jiho literally unleashed everything. Started chasing over Beru trying to kick his ass, but yeah, Beru kept dodging like the bug he is. But well, you know what it is. And everyone was like wondering where Beru went to hide. Jiho already know where he's hiding, but he doesn't want to complain because he know what it is. He was like, poison isn't working on this guy. Who is this guy? A contest of strength? Merely waste of time. I don't need this. If his strength is physical power, there is no need to match him. My real advantage lies in speed. Beru thought he had everything all. I will reduce the size and increase and put everything into agility. Beru was very proud of his health. You know, I'm done wasting my time. June was like, okay, since you are ready to reduce your size, let's bring us the dagger. Let's do this man to man. Bro brought out his dagger with his stance as usual, looking so toxic, bruv. And pow, he dodged. Pow, he smashed Beru's head with his dagger. Beru could possibly block this with his knife. You know, his hand is full of claws that is as sharp as Jules' dagger. So, well, I do call it a knife also. So this was when they tried to fight against each other. Both of them were super and extremely fast that no one could possibly see what's happening. They are just seeing the movement of, okay, someone touched here, and someone went to this place, and someone is about to hit here. That was what everyone was literally seeing. No one knew what was happening to Jinwoo or Beru's body. You know, these two are actually fighting, and Jude thought, okay, he's about at the level of the Demon Monarch or maybe even stronger. I need to go all out, but however, I have a better weapon now, so I'm not really scared of him. All right, so this was when Jude was thinking, okay, his exoskeleton has cracked noticeably. Now I can finish him. And he started going all out on Beru, and he really destroyed Beru. When he destroyed Beru, it creates a massive holes in his body. And then he was like, his system skills was like, he already has a critical hit, which has been upgraded to his final form. All right, Beru tried to run. June was like, bro, you'll go nowhere. Let's end what you started. And pow, June striked again. Beru tried to dodge, and June was like, not bad, not bad. You know how to dodge a lot, but let's end this with my final move. This was when June used his final move and, cuts off Beru's hand, and Beru screamed and was like, yo, he tried to touch June. June's ships, are just like, all right, I need to give it a little breathing time, but not much. I'm striking again. And bro, these guys were literally crazy dogs. Everyone was just watching what was happening, and nevertheless, don't forget about June's soldiers. They were still fighting outside of what is happening. This was when June actually called one of his monarch to come forth and, assist him, because the guy uses fire. And he was like, focus on the ants. If the human gets hurt, you won't ever be summoned again. And guy was like, all right, I will do that. And he tried to destroy all the ants. He literally destroyed all the ants. And everyone watching was like, how the hell is this guy this powerful? Then Beru was like, how can this be? I was more powerful than any old other form the moment I was born. I swallowed up everything in my path and stood at the apex, growing without limit. That was me, a monarch. This was Beru talking to himself. Bro was literally shocked that who the hell is this Jin Woo? All he could get in his mind was, I need to flee. I need to just run away from here. I have nothing to do with this guy, okay? I need to stay alive. June was like, bro, you ain't staying alive. This is not happening. Then June was like, that must be Hantamin, Baekhyun healing ability. It's the first time I've seen a monster that can absorb the ability of those he consumed, which was Beru. Beru actually is crazy. When he was trying to run, there is this monarch torch June used. The Dominator's torch. He just activated it. And when Beru was trying to run away, he caught him, smashed him on the ground, and was like, bro, you'll go nowhere. We're literally ending what you started. Beru screamed and was like, I won't let you flee. You're mine. Bro used another critical attack, activated it, and boom, smashed him off the ground. And he was like, peace is sending. Then he said, you have gained 11. You have gained another level for exterminating someone. Then the hunter was like, Hunter Jin Woo, Chai Hunter, she's getting cold. He was like, damn it, I've wasted too much time. Then he actually summoned, actually brought back another human, and then used his power to bring back Chai Hunter. And all that, Arise brought his back and used it to cure Chai Hunter. Chai Hunter ended up being alive, and it is what it is. She ended up coming back to life and all that, but yeah, they got out of the cave. They went home, they were moving, and they tried to leave Jin Woo back. Jin Woo was like, okay, you guys just need to go. I'll find my way back home. I need to take care of everything here. I need to clear the whole ants as much as possible I can. All right, just go. I'm going to take care of this ship, or rather the plane, and I'll make sure nothing happened to you guys. So this was when he summoned his dragon as usual. Bruv is actually killing it. Then I'll see you all later. Depart, he told them. And when they depart, he actually assisted them like he said. He flew up and he was destroying all other ants that was on the skies trying to attack their plane. He was like, how lucky. Even killing ants that haven't hatched still adds to my XPs. His XP's actually going up, ranking, becoming more stronger. And then he was like, I forgot about this. He brought out a knife. He tested it. He stroked it in the sky and was like, wow, it'd be a waste to leave this thing in the storage. I will just need to take my time to, destroying all ants and all that. Bro was killing it. This guy literally helped each and every one escape that, yo. They made sure, no one actually got really killed when he got there. Like, everyone was alive when he got there. So it is a win-win situation. All right, guys. Hope to see you guys in my next post. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, and I'm gonna see you guys all. Peace out.